Boom chanka, lads and lasses, how's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little transfer news video for you, Manchester United latest. Hope you're all having a good one anyway. Thanks for joining us tonight, peeps. We've got a lot to get into tonight. It's not great news, actually, for Manchester United. There is some good links and positivity as well to talk about. But generally, it's a bit of a shitstorm, my friends. How are we all doing tonight, then? Let's see who we've got in here at the start. Joining us in the live chat, we've got the Vutinator, the special one, Berber, Rushmano, Kayam. Who else in here? Jonathan Gallagher, G-Wolf United, Ryan Martin, Mensley Sports, Rupert Meadow, Daz Sweets, Brandon C, and everybody else who's in here as well. Thank you very much for joining us at the start of this vid. Hit the thumbs up on the video if you have not done so, and let's get into the main news. Get your thoughts and opinions in as we go along as well, lads and lasses. But let's just get straight into the latest, and I was going to say greatest, but actually let's go with latest and gashest transfer news. Hello, Tom Robb, Eddie O2, Man United all the way, United Extra, Joshua Whitfield, Fire Up, Hunai, United Trustable Source, Jay Gill, Sam Cohen, MUSC 7503, MUSC fan, Mad Animal, Jonas Faraklis, GR7, Marek Stachowski, Denzel Washington, Scooter 1, Owen Padgett, you're all legends, thanks for getting in. Okay then, guys, it's a bombshell. Edinson Cavani wants to leave Manchester United. This is the latest that is coming out in the media, so it's understood that Edinson Cavani's father, Lewis, has confirmed that the player wants to leave Manchester United and play for Boca Juniors over in Argentina. He says, "My son does not feel comfortable in England and wants to be close to the family. Edinson would like to play for Boca. By the middle of the year, he will return to South America." So this is the latest sort of bombshell that's coming out from the Manchester United camp today. It's not good news because, let's be honest now, Cavani has been a great player and a good leader and just a great character to have around the team this season. He's come up with some really important goals. He's had some great performances. He's kept Martial out the team, really. We'll get into Tony Martial a little bit later on in the show, but not really kept him out the team, but he's definitely given Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thought for maybe selecting him over him on a lot of occasions, which he has done. So Edinson Cavani is looking likely to maybe be leaving Manchester United in the near future for South America. This is terrible news. He wants to leave England. He's not happy, guys. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if he's not happy playing for Manchester United, we don't want a player that doesn't want to play for Manchester United. But he does seem very committed and awesome for us when he's out there on the pitch. Thing is, he's 34 years of age. How much legs does he really have left in top-flight football? Probably a couple of years, to be fair, because he's doing it still in the Premier League for us right now. And if you look at the physicality of certain players, the likes of Ronaldo, Ibra, I think Cavani might fit into that as well. They could probably go on and play in the game for a lot longer than they used to. So Cavani's still got a good couple of years left of service, if you ask me, at the top level, which is a big shame for United if this is the case that he does want to leave. Big news for Manchester United. Bad news because we are struggling in that area of the team. I guess if in one way, if Edinson Cavani does leave in the summer or does leave in the future, then it does force Manchester United's hand. We can't just rest on our laurels and wait another year. We signed him on a free. We can't just stick with him for another year and Tony. We're going to have to go out there and sign another player in the transfer window. So that's the only positive from it. And if you look at the candidates that are maybe being talked about, you know, there's people like Erling Haaland that can maybe fit the bill. So could it be a good thing for United in the future if Cavani actually left and it forced United and the board to sign somebody in that area? It could be. But let's just have a quick vote in the live chat, everybody who's in here. Griffo Chaz, great to see you. How you doing, my friend? Let's just have a little vote in the live chat. Sam Cohen, great to see. He's great to see you. He says, really sad to see. Yes, it's a big shame. I thought he was really happy at Manchester United. I mean, he was quoted in October as saying, I think he said back in October, he says, "I have a 2-year contract with Manchester United. I want to do my best here. I feel good. The day I return to South America is not going to be when I have nothing left to give. I am realistic. I want to play until I feel good. I will play these 2 years and see if I continue or go back to South America." But there's talk suggesting that, Samuel Luckhurst has come out earlier today and suggested that interest in development with Edinson Cavani is that it was United telling that United didn't trigger the 1-year option. So suggestion has been found it's tough settling in England for Edinson Cavani, especially with the pandemic and everything that's going on. And he's been obviously fantastic for us. But we need to basically sign a long-term number 9. This is what Samuel Luckhurst has come out and just talked about, that United didn't trigger a 1-year option. So it's suggested that Cavani's made it known that he wants to leave, that he's not happy in England, that he wants to return to South America, lads and lasses. Let's just have a vote in the live chat, though, lads and lasses, right at the start of this video. Are you sad that Edinson Cavani is leaving Manchester United, or could potentially be leaving Manchester United sooner rather than later. Are you sad? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you're sad. Smash a 2 if you're not really that bothered and you think maybe it's good for the development of some of the other players on the side, like Martial or Greenwood, or maybe it means that United will have to go out there and sign another player. Get your votes and thoughts and opinions in, lads and lasses. Haaland, though, says Sam Cohen. Absolutely, this is what I'm talking about. So if United do have to go out there and sign a player, who would you lads like to see come in? Probably Erling Haaland. You look at the statistics, you look at what he's doing on a regular basis for Borussia Dortmund, and not just in the Bundesliga, but in the Champions League. For a player his age, he's got that link with Ollie as well. I mean, he's definitely incredible. Reached 100 goals already. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, we got a bunch of votes coming in here. Yes, I'm sad, says MUFC fan. Adam talks sports. He's taking a different stance. He says, Cavani can fuck off. It is a bit surprising after he's come out here. I thought he was committed to the club. I thought he wanted to play for us. Turns out that's probably not the case. Not that he's not committed on the pitch, because to be fair to the lad, this is one of the things I was a little bit concerned about when we signed him. Were we just getting another mercenary, a prima donna who's just coming here for the paycheck? Turned out not to be the case. He wanted to play football, and it shows. He was definitely bang up for the task, and I'm sure he still will be until he's wearing that red shirt, until he's no longer wearing that red shirt. But I must say, it is sad. Aaron Homeyard thinks it's sad. Ryan Martin thinks it's sad. Jay Guild couldn't give a toss. MUFC thinks it's sad. Janice Fractor says, I can't complain. I love Boca, but that's bad for United. Screw Boca, my friends. No, fair play to Janice Fractor. Fair play. But they're a good team over there. But it's a big shame. I don't understand why he can't just stick it out for another year. At United, I mean, this is a season. We're having a good season here. He could win some silverware. I know it's his father that's come out and said this, but it's not a very good time either for it to be coming out right now, is it? Jay Gill thinks it doesn't bother him. Rushmano's not bothered at all. We've got a couple of super chats here from the lads. Thank you very, very much for getting in here, peeps, tonight. Do us a big favour, smash that like button. Also, I've pinned the tweet to the top of the live chat. If you guys could go ahead and give that a cheeky little retweet, that would be much appreciated and help us out and help us get the word out there. Once again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about Kayam. Kayam, how's it going, mate? He says, let's let him go. Let him go. He's too injury prone. We've got Tony Martial. No, fair enough. I don't know what I'm doing here, Kayam. But anyway, thank you, Kayam, for your £2 super chat. He says, let him go. He's too injury prone. We've got Martial. He has actually been in and out the side a little bit for United recently. So in terms of injury proneness, that's right. That is one thing over the last few years that has hindered him over his career as well. That's a big question mark over United side of him as well. And that's another thing when we were talking about the start of the video, he has got a bit more longevity in the game than maybe players 20 years ago because of the sports science and everything that's come up to speed. But does he have that natural physicality or that natural ability to withstand injuries and things like that the players like Ronaldo and Ibra have? Probably not, no. But he can still play for the top level for a couple more years, if you ask me. So I think, unless we're going to go and sign a top-quality player in the summer, which we damn well should do, it is a big loss to United because he's been so good and he's such a big player and he's a big personality in the dressing room. You can clearly see that. And on the pitch, like, I love what he does for the side. Like, you know, his mentality, his character, he's a proper competitor. And we need more of that. So it is a big shame. As long as we replace him with somebody quality, then it wouldn't really bother me. Mad Animal with a £2 super chat. I mean, he was just a short-term fix anyway. This isn't a young player. Imagine if this was like when a couple of years ago we should have perhaps signed Erling Haaland, but maybe we shouldn't have because the agent deal and everything, they wanted to put some sort of a future release fee in there for a club to come in and maybe take him off our hands at a future date. United weren't having any of it. If it was that situation now and we had signed Haaland and now a club was going to come in and poach him, I'd be devastated. But it's not. He's 34. He's just been here for a short while. He has had a good impact. You know, it's a pie in the sky type situation for flash in the pan, I should say, for Cavani at United. It seems like. Ryan Martin comments and says, I personally don't think Cavani will leave in the summer. I think it's just talk, won't believe it until it happens. Yeah, maybe his dad's just trying to get a little bit more cash out United. I don't know. Maybe they're trying United's hand here to say, look, United, how much do you want to keep Edinson here? I don't know what it's all about here. Maybe he wants to... It seems like he's not happy at the club and he wants to leave. Only because of the state of the situation with the pandemic. He's far away from his family in South America. I don't think he's settled very well here. This is what's being talked about in the press today. Mad Animal with a £2 super chat as well. Thank you so much, Mad Animal. He says it's not like he's young and a prospect twilight. There you go, exactly, yeah. Just a short-term fix in his twilight years. Roshmano comments, Cavani has done well, but 34, never going to be long-term. This is the thing, it's not a big loss. Griffo Chaz comments, 1, with this board, I don't trust them to get a replacement. If we already have him, it's less pressure on the board and stress. Great shout there, my friend. What I would like to say... Actually, it's a good point you've brought up there. Like, will the board do it, or do you think they will persevere, or perhaps just not spend the money and maybe just make Tony Martial that main man? I'm not saying it's the board making the main man. Obviously, the manager's got to do it, but will they buy the player to replace Cavani, or will they just stick with what we got? Here's the question, lads, and that says, Tony Martial, this brings up the question. Tony Martial, we saw a great performance the other day against City. Didn't score a goal, but his all-round play was great. He has had some good performances so far this season. Last season, towards the end of last season, was one of our best players. He was brilliant for a consistent period. But the problem with him is consistency. And again, this season, it's been hit or miss. It's been invisible one moment, class the next. You can't be doing that if you're a United player. You've got to be a consistent performer. So for me... Tony Martial is probably not the main man, but I want to have a little vote in the live chat and ask you, do you think Tony Martial is good enough long-term? I mean, what is he, 25, 26? He's coming to the best years of his career now. Maybe there will be a marked improvement over the next year or two hitting his peak. Do you think he's the man to be that future long-term striker for Manchester United? Yes or no? Hashtag Tony Martial or hashtag... Nah, mate. Hey, we got another super chat here. It's from Jay Gill. He sent a super sticker over. It simply says, cool. Thank you very much, Jay Gill. Much love to you, my man. Thank you so much for getting in here and sending the super sticker of positivity over. Rush Monis says, leave the number 7 shirt on your way out, Edinson. Hey, no, he actually did pretty well with that number 7. I was pissed off when he got it. It's not, if he does leave because he's not happy in England, he leaves in the summer and he goes to South America. I mean, he's not going to have done much harm to the number 7, to be fair. But it is a shame because I want that number 7 to be reserved for like legends of the club. And I'm not saying that he's not a legend of football, he is. But I want it to be reserved for, the people here, the longevity, quality. That number conjures up, the Cantonars of this world and the like. Jay Gill, thank you so much. Gary Finnegan with a comment here. He says, I think for Martial to be a top number 9, I think he needs about 20 odd goals a season, which he is not doing. So no. Yeah, is he ever going to be that 20 plus goal a season man? Certainly, I think United need a 25 plus goal a season man. What United really need is somebody like Harry Kane. Harry Kane, Robert Lewandowski, one of these top world strikers who is going to get you that consistent amount of goals every single week. I mean, I watched Harry Kane the other day against Palace, the Tottenham game. And he was absolutely fucking class. And I just think, yeah, not saying that Tony's not class in his day as well, but he doesn't seem as consistent or as big or as natural as a match winner or goal scorer as somebody like Harry Kane. Of course he's not. Look at the goals. So, yeah, that's the sort of player that we actually do need is a Harry Kane. Or if you look at Erling Haaland, the start he's had to his career, you'd think he'll continue in that goal scoring vein. Somebody like that. Tony Martial, to me, is a fantastic player. He actually does a lot for the team as well. Like, if you look what he did against City, he's holding it up. He's getting wide. He's not just a one-dimensional number 9 centre forward who's just going to sit in there, fox in a box, Ruud van Nistelrooy type shit. No, he's actually doing a lot. He is doing a lot for the team as well. But his best position is not a striker. He's not a natural striker. You actually saw him have a really good game against City. This is a key example of why Tony Martial is not a natural striker. He had one really great opportunity, which in my opinion, at a top level for a striker who's playing for Manchester United, should be an absolute sitter. It's just fallen to him, and he's just got to finish it bottom left or bottom right. Pretty simple. But he sort of panics and he sort of just lashes it down the middle at Edinson. And it was a wasted opportunity, and somebody more clinical would have easily popped that one away. They'd have just taken it, they'd have been a little bit more composed, and they just waited on it and they'd have just picked out that bottom corner. But unfortunately, Tony just doesn't have that same natural level of finishing I think United needs. We got a super chat here from Zayn Miyasi. There he is. How you doing there, Zayn? What's good, mate? What's good? He comments and says, good to see Ronaldo back. Best player ever in the Premier League. Henry and Bergkamp, 2nd and 3rd. Hey, respect you, Zayn. Giving props to that former United player. Respect. Hey, look, Henry and Bergkamp were top players as well. They'd probably be in my top 10 or 15. Not saying they make 2nd and 3rd, though. Henry's probably in the top 5. I'll give you that. Premier League players ever. Go on, then. Zayn Miyasi, thank you so much. I would love to get Ronaldo back at the club. This is another option. See, this is another thing that you've just brought up here. Would Manchester United consider bringing Ronaldo back to Manchester United? There's more news to say that Paul Pogba is being linked with a move back to Juventus. He's obviously not featured for a little while, but he was playing some excellent stuff for United beforehand. Would United want to keep him? I think maybe United fans now, if he had, when he comes back and decide if he has a good run until the end of the season, I think most United fans probably would want him to stay because he's shown his qualities this season, probably more so than any other season that we've actually had him at United. He's been pretty freaking gastastic most other seasons. He's had one good season here or there, don't get me wrong, but consistency is the issue with him, and also just he's been pretty lackluster. That's the word I would use for Paul Pogba. It's not that he's a bad player or been terrible for United. That's not true. He's just been very lackluster over his Manchester United career. Is there a possibility that he could go in the opposite direction to Juventus and you see Cristiano Ronaldo come in this direction? It's very unlikely, and it's probably not the right thing for United to do right now. Like, we should be looking to the future. If you look at what Solskjaer's doing, a player like Erling Haaland probably makes more sense for what we're trying to do right now and to build for the future rather than just another short-term fix. Although as far as short-term fixes go, that is the best short-term fix we can ever see. Or we should ever hope to see anyway. Ellie, how are you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Thank you guys for getting in. G-Will says Kane is going to cost us 90 to 100 million and Daniel Levy will rinse us to fuck. There's no way Manchester United could sign Harry Kane, G-Will. I really don't think that they would send him to us. The only way I could ever see Kane leaving Spurs is if he was just too unhappy at Spurs. He has hinted in the past that if Spurs are not winning things, he might have to go to pastures new to maybe go and get some silverware. He is too good of a player to not win anything. Spurs haven't won a trophy for like 13 years. Harry Kane's too damn good of a player to not win a damn trophy, isn't he? So, in my opinion, he will look to leave. Spurs are sort of not doing too great this season either. I think he might look to leave in the future. But I don't think United will be the destination. I think he will probably go to one of these top elite European clubs abroad. United is a top elite European club, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he'll probably go abroad because Spurs won't want to sell him to a rival in the league. There'll still be major interest from clubs abroad, such as the likes of Barca and Real or the big Italian clubs and the big German clubs, whoever. Everybody would be interested in Harry Kane. He's a top-class player. So I don't actually think that would ever happen, but that is the type of player that Manchester United should be looking for. The issue is Manchester United are probably going to need to get another striker anyway soon anyway, even if Edinson stayed for a couple of seasons, because we just don't really have the options there. Greenwood's been pretty lackluster this season, but I think he is a natural number 9 and he's not being played there. Maybe he could get some opportunities. Martial, to me, is just not quite up to it. We got a transfer update mid-show here from Matty Rushmano. Thank you so much, Mush Rushmano. Let me just go and have a look at that. So in regards to... Let's take a look here. Give me a moment. So in regards to Erling Haaland, so... oh, hang on a sec. It says page does not exist. Don't worry. It's a little bit of a malfunction going on there. Don't worry. Anyway, let me get on to my next topic, actually. But Edinson Cavani, Manchester United, it's not looking good for him. Actually, let's see what you guys think a little bit more about this first. Ronaldo and Varane is my dream play. Keep Pogba even. Varane would be a brilliant signing. United definitely need to go out there and sign a top-class centre-back in the window. That should be our priority. Danish comments and says, Haaland is so good. Look at the statistics. Look at the goals. He's already reached 100 senior goals. The guy's a complete mammoth. And he's ridiculously young. He's only getting better. He's got strength. He's got physicality. He's got movement. He's got a natural finishing ability. That is the player that we should absolutely go and sign. And he does have some sort of links with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there. Look, I know his dad used to play for City. I know Roy Keane snapped him in half and all that. And maybe there is a little bit of animosity there still. Maybe his dad wouldn't want him to play for his bitter rivals, Manchester United. But maybe he understands that United is one of the biggest clubs in the world, certainly the biggest club in England, whether or not we're winning the Premier League right now or not. Still, right now, we have the most trophies in English league football, and we are the biggest team in England. So he understands that. Haaland knows it's a great opportunity, a great platform. It's just whether or not some of these other big top clubs want to come in for him. You know, the likes that we've talked about, like Barca and Real and these sorts of guys, which they probably should. Tom Robb says, if we can keep Pogba... hang on, where's your comment gone, Tom? He says, if we could keep Pogba, then have Ronaldo and a good centre-back, we should be class. Guys, do you actually think Ronaldo would come to United? I mean, look, I do think he would come. I just don't think United would go and sign him. He's what, on 5, 6, 700k a week? I don't even know, but that's what I think he's on in terms of wages. Juventus are probably going to want to get that off their books, actually. We do have a big bargaining chip with Paul Pogba. They could get a really great player back for them who's in his prime, who still has many years of service, who's pretty much want away if you go by what his agent says. And we could sort of kill two birds with one stone there. You get rid of a want-away player, they get a great player. For them, it's a fantastic deal. If we did some sort of exchange, we get a great player for a couple of seasons still, who would be a fairy tale scenario. But let's have a little vote in the live chat. Do you think there is a possibility of Cristiano Ronaldo coming back to United? Yes or no? Shazan Ahmed just simply says no, and Fergie's son says no. Fergie's son says it's £1 million a week. Well, if you think about that, there's no way that the Glazers and the board would do that. The only thing I would say about the £1 million a week from Ronaldo is it's not actually a true figure. Because, yes, you might be paying him out £1 million a week, but how much are you getting back from that each week? You know, there's shirt sales, there's merchandising, there's advertising, there's branding deals and all this sorts of stuff. You've got Cristiano Ronaldo playing for you as a huge commodity. You're getting money back all the time. There's interest, there's more viewers, there's more money coming in because you've got Cristiano Ronaldo at your club, and, you know, it just has a knock-on effect. Share prices and everything, you know. So is it impossible? Is it completely unrealistic? It's not actually. I could see it happening in a you know, if the Glazers had a bit of bottle about them, because he would commercially be very huge for the club. They would spend a lot of money, of course, to pay him. They're saving a few. How much is Paul Pogba on? £300,000 a week, maybe more with bonuses and shit like that. You take that off. He's only $700K a week. You take off the extra boost you get from revenue and stuff like that just by having Ronaldo at the club, and then that offsets that even more. Plus, you actually factor in what he can do for you on the pitch. He's still one of the best players in the world. He's still one of the players with the greatest strike rates. He's still an incredible competitor and talent. He's still, in my opinion, one of the very best players in the world even now. So it's not like he's not going to offer you much on the pitch either. He's going to offer you a lot on the pitch. He is a leader. If you're talking about somebody who can grab a game by the scruff of your neck, if you're talking about somebody who can lead by example, who can drag his teammates into a victorious position from a losing one, that is Cristiano Ronaldo. He has done it time and time again for Portugal, you know, for all of his teams. He's an absolute machine. So if we can make that happen, yeah, that would be sensational. Aaron Homeyard, thank you so much. He says, smash that like. Yes, guys, if you're just tuning in and getting involved with the stream right now tonight, thank you for joining us. We'll cover everything again in a bit, but I just want to go through the main Manchester United transfer news. Do us a big favour and smash that like button on the video. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this transfer stream today. Yeah, I just don't trust the owners as United Extra. 100% true. They're a bunch of complete melts. Rushminer, that transfer update you were sending me wasn't loading. It kept saying failed or something, or does not exist. But let me have another go. Mate. But shout out to Rushminer, a.k.a. the transfer guru extraordinaire. Check him out on Twitter, MattUnited20. Okay, so in regards to Erling Haaland, Manchester United are one of the front runners for signing him. We know we're interested in him. We've had discussions in the past before he went to Dortmund. There's that Ollie link. He's exactly what we need. He's young. He's a great talent. It's exactly what we're looking for, especially if Cavani's going. But this is a Honigstein on which clubs have a chance to sign Erling Haaland this summer. So he's quoted as saying, realistically, the number of relevant clubs is very low. This summer, I think only PSG, Manchester City, and maybe Manchester United have the opportunity to sign Erling Haaland this summer. So that's I would say that's realistically true, although if a big club in Spain or somebody else did take a fancy in him, they'd obviously become one of the front runners to sign him as well. So Haaland is a great option for Manchester United this summer. I mean, he's the only option for me. Okay, there's the Ronaldo option as well. That is a great option too. Those two options are fantastic, but one of them's way more realistic than the other, and that is Erling Haaland, my friends. Daryl Orozco, Ice Queen Gaming, Gaz Newton, Gary Finnegan. Who else in it? John Coles, John Anderson. What happened to Cavani? What's the problem? So just to let you know, mate, double asterisk, to let you know what's the problem with Cavani. Well, he's not happy in England, mate. It's come out that his father says he's not happy in England. He wants to be closer to his family in South America, and the chances of him leaving to play in South America very soon are quite high, is what he said, basically. So that's what's come out. His father, Luis Cavani, has come out and said that his time at Manchester United is not necessarily a happy one for him because, mate, I suppose it's not great with the pandemic. He's not settled well in England, yada, yada, yada. He wants to leave. So that's pretty much the situation with Cavani. We're talking about maybe future replacements. Cavani is going. It seems like even if he's not going right now or this summer, he's going sooner or later. He's 34. He's a short-term fix for United. Martial's a good player. Is he that goal scorer that's going to get us 25 league goals a season? Probably not. So we do need to look at getting somebody in who can, which is where Haaland or Ronaldo or somebody else comes in. Hello there, Fishy Plays FN. What's good? What's good? Thank you, Rush Mono, for that update. That's fantastic. Sam Cohen. Okay, thank you so much, matey. I don't actually have access to my Insta right here, right now on the computer, unfortunately, mate. But thank you very much for sending me an update. Vincent Bullis says, I've heard in the summer we'll be getting 2 players from AC Milan because they own us 48 million. Interesting. Very interesting. Gaz Newton says, I wouldn't be happy with the media if I was Cavani. Well, it's his actual dad that's come out, though. Gaz Newton, it's his actual dad that has come out as being quoted as saying this, talking to the media. So if I was him, I wouldn't be happy with his dad necessarily. I personally think it's not a good time for this to happen. It's during a time when he can't really do anything, mate. He's contracted for United until at least the summer. It's not going to stay anywhere. His old man should have probably kept his trap shut, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Just let him get his head down and play until the summer. As simple as that. And then if he wants to leave, he wants to leave in the summer. He's not going anywhere before that. But maybe it's good for United in one regard, because I think behind the scenes what's happened is we tried to trigger a clause for an extra extension. I don't necessarily think that that's been applied or accepted or gone through or whatever it necessarily is. This is what's being reported anyway. So that's down to Cavani not being entirely happy in England and wanting to move away. Joshua Whitfield, how are you doing? Joshua Whitfield, he says, I would love to see Haaland to join us and he would make us win titles. We're only a couple of players away, actually. Probably 1 or 2 players away from winning the championship, if you ask me. Maybe 3. I think if you look at the centre-back position, that's the key area for Manchester United to strengthen, because it's a repetitive problem for us. We have got error-prone players there. Even like in the last game, we've got to give props to the likes of, Slabby Maguire and, of course, Lindelof. You've got to give them props for their performance. They still had moments in them, and if it wasn't for, a bit of toothless attacking or toothless finishing from the City players, it could have been a different story because of some of the slightly loose defending. And that was a good game by them, and they got a clean sheet. Don't get me wrong, I'm not slagging them for that game. They defended really well. But there's previous games, and there's too many games where they make errors, so that's a big area for us. And then the striker, if we could add somebody who was like a proper goal scorer, like a proper 30-goal-a-season man, or even a 25-goal-a-season man, then we've been well on our way. Vincent Bullock says, sorry, I mean Inter Milan. Actually, let me just have a look at this, Sam Cohen. Let me just see if I can find out what you're talking about here, my friend. Wait, so I've got my phone here. Yes, that's right. So, thank you very much for that. He says, as per Sport 1 last time, United were tempted and spoke to people at Juve to see what can be done in the future. So, thank you very much, Sam Cohen. Yeah, it's just one of those. It's very unlikely with Ronaldo being a potential replacement for Cavani. I would love to see it happen. The only way I could see it happening is if Pogba goes the other way and the Glazers, I don't know, have a complete bender one night and get absolutely off their face on some £6,000 a bottle champagne or something, and just have a mad one and go, let's bring Ronaldo in. They have just won the bloody Super Bowl or whatever in America. Spend the bloody money, Glazers. This is what sickens me. Let me just get it out real quick, because think about it. The start of this season, they did not back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He got a player, Donny, which we didn't need. I think that's been proven by the fact he's not played. Tellez is a good addition. Maybe that's why you've seen such an improvement in Luke Shaw's bit of competition there. I'm not going to criticise that, but he's not played very much. Cavani's coming in. Now he wants away, but he's been good. Other than that, they left Ollie up Shite Creek without a paddle, really. He had a squad which, in my opinion, is a top 4 squad, but it's not a championship winning squad, and we are actually in a title challenge, even if we're still 11 points off of City, so he's done a tremendous job. They should have then further backed him in January to consolidate on the position we were in. We were in first place in the league. If they really wanted him to have a good push and win in the league this season, they could have invested and brought somebody in January. They didn't. I understand it's a pandemic. I understand all this shite, but this is United we're talking about. They just won the Super Bowl. Stop being a bunch of dicks. Anyway, so they haven't backed Ollie. What they need to do this summer, as long as Ollie finishes in the top 4 here, of course, this is what I'm thinking. As long as Ollie finishes top 4, they've got to back him in the summer. They've got to spend and get a centre-back in. They've got to spend and get the top quality striker in to replace Cavani and replace Martial in that position. Martial can still be a backup in that position. Martial can still be used in a lot of games. He can still be played out wide. He is a great player still. Just not consistent enough. He's never going to get you 25 to 30 goals a season in the Prem. We need somebody who can. So give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the tools to do the job, and he'll probably deliver, because so far he's done a tremendous job. He knows the club. I don't care what people say about his history and his CV and all that. He's proven it at United. He's doing a good job at United. Look at some of the other managers in the league who are melting with better squads. Look at Spurs' team. Spurs' team are really good. Really good team. Got some world-class talents in there. Josie's not doing as well as Ollie with this team with Slabby and Lindelof at the back. You look at Solskjaer and his improvement of certain players, the likes of Fred and Luke Shaw. I think it speaks for itself. He's doing a great job. Oh, yes. Okay, let's just get on to Pau Torres. Thank you very, very much, Rushmano. So in regards to centre-backs, Pau Torres is a new, well, not a new link, actually, but there's a strong link with Manchester United for Pau Torres. It's been widely reported that United are one of the teams that are monitoring Pau Torres ahead of the summer transfer window. So in regards to Pau Torres, we're looking at the possibility of a summer transfer move for him. 24 years of age, Villarreal central defender. We all know about him. He's enjoyed another good season in La Liga. And there's a lot of teams that are interested in him. What do you guys think about Pau Torres? Is that an option? Would you like to see Pau Torres come in? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would like to see Pau Torres. I mean, look, he's a left footer. We do need to get a centre back in this summer. We're looking for maybe a long-term partner for either Harry Maguire or, dare I say, Eric Bailly, if he could stay fit, because I think he's actually the best centre-back that we have. I personally don't think Maguire's up to it, but he's the captain. He's an £80 million player. I think he's sticking around for a while, don't you? So I think it's going to be a partner for Harry Maguire. Pau Torres, 7 caps for Spain. Could be a long-term option for Manchester United. Certainly more realistic than you look at some of the other players that are linked to from La Liga, such as Rafael Varane. We're talking about Rafael Varane. Sure, it'd be lovely to get Rafael Varane. It'd be lovely to get Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos is another centre-back that I would love to see come in. But they're not very realistic. They're really not that realistic. Whereas somebody like Pau Torres, I think, is a much more realistic proposition. It's also understood Manchester City are interested in signing him. But Pep's obviously got a bunch of centre-backs there, really. So I don't really understand that. And Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are maybe linked to Pau Torres as well in the summer. So, guys, what do you think about him? And who would you like to see in at centre-back if that was not to be the case? Don't know Pau Torres as Eddie O2. Fair play. Well, if you look at the stats, if you look at what people say about him, I've seen him barely a couple of times. I don't know. Football with Brownie's in here. He might be able to tell you a bit. He lives in Spain. He watches the Spanish football. He might tell you how good Pau Torres is. But me personally, I'm not going to bullshit and say that I've been watching him all season long or anything. I haven't. But it sounds like he's a good talent. He's 24, coming to the right years of his career. He's had an impressive season. He's had 7 caps for Spain. Spain are a good international side. That goes to show you, he is in the plans. He is a good player. So for me, he's an option, but he's not one that whets the appetite very much. I mean, we're talking, look, there's a few people in the live chat here commenting here. Pau Torres, don't know Pau Torres. Why not, says Ollie in. Absolutely Ollie in. Football with Brandy says, surely a club will be raiding West Ham in the summer. Souček, Kufel and Rice should be the top of everyone's shopping list. Yeah, and Jesse Lingard too. But Shazad Ahmed, here he says Varane or Koundé. Gianna says Koundé is faster. This is the thing. Pau Torres is not known for, being a speedy player, whereas if you look at Jules Koundé, he's smaller. Pau Torres is a bigger unit. Jules Koundé is smaller, he's quicker, he's more skillful. I mean, I saw a goal scored by Jules Koundé where he just sort of ran it from the halfway line and finished off beautifully, and I just thought that is he's a good all-round footballer. That is a good option for us. I do like the Jules Koundé link. He's only 22. He's got great international future, great future in the game, I think. So he's a great contender as well. Thank you very much, Ollie in. I appreciate that. He says, smash a like on the video. Almost 69 thumbs up now. 69 dudes. Ollie in, thank you so much for that. Yes, guys, if you're just joining us, do us a big favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Apologies for the lack of Man United videos and transfer videos recently. Just had some stuff going on. But I would definitely be bringing it all back to you daily now, keeping up to date with what's going on. I think it's going to be a very busy summer transfer window for United. I think this is going to be a defining window for Manchester United. I think we're really going to go for it. Now, it's just a hunch. I think maybe on the back of the Glazers' successful NFL campaign this season and the fact that we are doing pretty well this season, the fact that Solskjaer has proven himself to be a good manager at United and be good for United. We're not talking about what he's done previously for Cardiff or whoever. We're talking about what he's done for United, proven to be a good manager for United, in my opinion. For building and for progression, he's probably been the best one. He's been the best one, not for winning trophies. Jose won us 3 in his first season, but for progression and improvement and seeing what he's doing with the squad and improvement of players and signing young talents and blood and academy players and all this sorts of stuff that I want to see my Manchester United manager doing. He has been a good manager for Manchester United. So I think on the back of that, and on the back of stuff, hopefully picking up a trophy this season and finishing top 4, they will go out there and spend. I've just got a hunch, lads and lasses. They're going to go out there and get Solskjaer centre back, a striker, maybe even a midfielder coming in as well. That's what I hope. Okay, so Football Bunny says Pau Torres is okay. I watched him live a few times at Malaga, but their team was shit at the time, so it was tough to judge him. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Coming up against Malaga is not really going to be much of a test for him, is it? At the time, anyway. I guess so, anyway. I don't know. Maybe they're boss. Very interesting. Kyle says apparently Torres clocked the fastest speed in the league last season. You what? I think he's like 6'3", isn't he? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Do we think Pogba is sold? Case later in regards to Pogba. I don't think, obviously he's not sold yet, but yes. Yes. Pogba is probably going to go in the summer, guys. Do you think Pogba will be leaving in the summer? Smash a one if you do. It just seems like it. His agent came out recently and says his future doesn't lie at Manchester United. He says he's not happy here. He should be playing for teams contending for all this. Yada, yada, yada. We've seen Paul Pogba probably play the best football in the January transfer window period, or around that period of time, that we have done, really, since I guess when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first came in and he had that great run of 10 games. This season's been probably his best season for a spell of consistency. He had a good month or so, So maybe that was putting himself in the shop window. It's understood he wants to move away. There's options out there, Madrid, there's PSG. PSG's a good option. They got a lot of money. Would they want World Cup winning Paul Pogba, a huge player, huge France international, great player, playing for them? Yes, I'm sure they would. Real Madrid might want him. Juventus would definitely want him back, I'm sure, if he was available to them. So I think he's going, guys. I think he's going. It's a great question, though. Rupert Meadow says we need a centre-back. Lauren Wood says one. Ollie In says one. The Vutinator says one. Jonathan Gallagher says one. So, yeah, lots of people think he's going. Sim says, what is it with South American players hating it at United? I don't know what it is, I don't know what it is. It's a good point. Angel Di Maria didn't get on with it. Alexis Sanchez, a complete melt of the club. Juan Sebastian Veron came in, one of the greatest players in the world at the time. Didn't do it for us, really. You make a great point, mate. Gabriel Heinze was an absolute boss of the club, but he wanted to fucking leave as well. You're right, mate. Mate, what is that? Hang on, let's just... Rafael de Silva, the family. I mean, they stayed around a while. Hey, look, you make up a good point. I don't know what it is personally. But yes, it does seem like a lot of these players want to get out of Manchester as soon as they get in, eh? Vincent Bullock, how you going? He doesn't think Paul Pogba's going. Chevrolet have told the club next season they must win the league because they can't have a rival car company being top of the Premier League because City are sponsored by Nissan. Man, fuck Chevrolet. To be honest, I hate the Chevrolet sponsorship and logo. Do you know what I'm saying? No, fair enough, they're good, whatever. American car company, whatever. I'm not going to get into the quality of their cars. They're probably decent these days. Whatever, I don't know what I'm talking about in regards to the engineering here. But I just don't like the logo, mate. It's a horrible logo. I'll be happy when that one goes, when we get a new sponsor. We got a super chat here, a £5 super chat from Rush Marno. Thank you so much. He comments and he says, United now have to move in the summer. If Cavani then the plan must be brought forward. 2022, new striker, not this year. Interesting. Definitely got to address the problem, don't you? You can't just stick with, Martial, Griezmann and Rashford as your striking options in the squad based on this season and last season as well. You've got to actually go out there and improve this window if Cavani's not here. So I fully agree with you. It's got to be brought forward. If we're going to sign a striker, if we're going to sign a Haaland, just got to pay the extra bit of money and get him in now. The summer, I should say. I mean, if you look at the links with United, we had that Sancho saga in the summer. There is still an interest in the Sancho saga. There is still interest from Manchester United in Jadon Sancho. It's understood we are still in for him, and maybe the price will be a lot lower than it was being bandied around previously because of the contract and all that kind of stuff dwindling down. But if you look at who we need more, I think we do need an out-and-out goal scorer more than, say, Jadon Sancho. He's a great winger. He's a great forward player in general. But I'd rather see Haaland come in. Let's have a vote in the live chat, guys. Haaland or Sancho, if you could sign one player out of, the two of them this summer, if you could only see one of them come in, who would it be, Sancho or Haaland? They're both ridiculously young. They've both got great stats in the Bundes. They've both got great international careers and, great careers ahead of them. So it's a tough one. But for me, it would just about be Haaland. Shazan Ahmed says Haaland's the quickest players to score 20 goals in the Champions League. I mean, you can't really argue with that. You can say what you want about, Bundesliga and, it's not quite up to the level or generally the overall depth of the league is not as strong as some of the other leagues, yada, 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 which I actually think is probably not so true these days. But you can't really argue with doing it in the Champions League. Dortmund doing it in the Champions League, smashing the goals in. He was previously playing for for RB Salzburg in the Austrian League, smashing it up there as well. He's a fucking finisher, mate. You could just see that. Just watch a compilation of it. I mean, just watch him play. I watched the Bayern Dortmund game the other day. I was so impressed with Lewandowski. He's just incredible. 31 goals this season. But what about Haaland? He's so young to be that good of a finisher and to be chipping in with those goals consistently just like that. He's a fucking boss, mate. That's exactly who we need. Come on, United. Come on, the Glazers. Stop being a bunch of tight-fisted melts and get the lad in. It's simple. Roshmano says Sancho. Sancho, we keep him longer, says Case Slater. Sancho says Jonathan Gallagher. Haaland says Kerwin Nixon. Haaland says Adam Partridge. Haaland says Pacer. Sancho says Shazad Ahmed. Sancho says Eddie O2. Haaland says Tom Robb. It's very difficult. It's very tough. I mean, actually, if the right mid position, I'm hoping we're going to see the emergence of the Amad Diallo there. Just a great young talent we've got. Let's see how he does, but he is young. He's not quite ready there. Greenwood in that position this season has been pretty lackluster, really. He's done it sometimes, but just don't think that's his best position. He's too young even at striker now, really. I think he just needs to be brought along gradually. So maybe right wing, it's a tough one. What's more important, right wing or striker? It's tough. Wiggy says Haaland for me. Back the manager for once, the Glazers. Jonathan Gallagher says, yes, my friend. Hey, 82 of you legends in here right now. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And do you know what? We got 83 likes on the stream. That's a pretty fucking good ratio, isn't it, guys? Please do us a massive favour and hit the like button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this transfer news update. Also, give it a share on social media if you can, wherever you can. You can actually retweet my pinned tweet to the top of the live chat and follow back anyone who does that after the stream. Thank you guys who do that. Ollie In sent a 50 knock super chat over. Thank you very much, Ollie In, lad. He says, had we won the league this year, I think Pogba would have stayed, but that ship has sailed. Just hope they use the Pogba money to strengthen the squad. Definitely. How much money do you think we're going to get for Paul Pogba now? Bear in mind, there's been a pandemic. There's probably not as many big offers going around as there would have been, say, a couple of seasons ago. Just, nobody's really bought anybody over the last sort of 6 months. Really, there's obviously been a few signings, but not any major, massive money deals. So, are Manchester United prepared to spend the money, and are teams prepared to buy Paul Pogba from Manchester United? That's a good question, because Pogba's not going to go cheap. He's probably at least a £60 million player. Shazad says 60 million, Berber says 50 million. Yeah, somewhere in that region. Like, you're not going to be able to prize Paul Pogba for Manchester United for anywhere less than that. He's got 1 year left, says Fergie's son. I mean, that is a factor. I think United could trigger an extension, can't we? Or actually, no, I think we've already done that. Fergie's son says 1 year left, 50 million. Roshmana says 55 million for Pogba. The Vutinator says 50 to 60 million. Yeah, so there you go, Ollie. I mean, it's a great point you make. Like, if Pogba goes, we're going to generate cash. But I want to see United actually spending money other than just that. Why are we just spending money from players that we're selling? That's bullshit. We need to actually spend the Pogba money and go out there and get somebody else as well. Like, centre-back should be addressed this summer. Striker should be addressed this summer. CDM really should be addressed this summer, especially if Pogba's going. Yes, you've got Donny. Matic is aging. Fred's very good for us. But we need a proper world-class boss midfielder in there, I think, coming in as well. Maybe Donny could be absolutely boss for us, but he's not making his way into the team right now. The right wing position is an issue, and the striker position is the issue. So there's a maximum of 4 positions that need addressing, if you ask me. We need a centre-back. Okay, maximum of 5, really, 2 centre-backs. But we need a centre-back. We need a right winger. We need a striker. We need a CDM. Those are the 4 positions. Not need, but those are the 4 positions you would like Manchester United to strengthen. But yes, in regards to the amount of money, that is available to United this summer, we shall see. I mean, the impact on the ongoing pandemic has hindered United spending. Maybe that's why we didn't spend in January. So this United summer plans, we spent 76.6 million on 4 players last summer, which is a lot of money to spend. But we didn't do anything in the January transfer window. Of course, Diallo came in the January transfer window, but that was prearranged. We just didn't spend, guys. We didn't spend this season, really. So are we going to do it again next year? I hope so, but I've just got no faith in our owners whatsoever. Right, other transfer news to get into really quickly, guys, and then we'll cover everything we've covered in the video for anybody who's just joining us and doesn't know what's going on. So Nikola Milenkovic, Fiorentina defender, is being heavily linked with Manchester United as well for a summer move. He's 23 years of age. He's a big, tall unit centre-back. Look, I don't know too much about him, but he's apparently a good young talent. Serbian, we like a hard Serbian in the side. We need a hard Serbian in the side at some point. Matic is going to be leaving. He was the hard Serbian replacement for Vidic. We need a hard Serbian in the team. So maybe this could be somebody who Manchester United could be looking at as well. Again, don't know too much about him. Apparently he's impressive talent, probably available for somewhere in the region of 25.5 million. What's going on there? Someone's playing in the background. I don't know. But he's quoted as saying, "When I was little, Serbian defender Nemanja Vidic, who played for Manchester United, was my idol. He was a very strong defender. I still watch the videos of his highlights today." So he does, he obviously, there's a link with Manchester United to him. It's understood he's on United's radar. But look, I think United have been linked with every centre-back at the moment. Sergio Ramos is understood to be holding a press conference in a couple of days' time as well to maybe address his future at Real Madrid. That could be interesting. So I don't know if it's going to be a case of him leaving Real Madrid, announcing that he's leaving, or announcing, I don't know. But Sergio Ramos is going to be having a press conference soon to talk about his future, which is quite interesting. Will Manchester United be on the agenda if he is to leave if he is to leave Real Madrid this summer? When I say on the agenda, would we be capable of going and getting him? Would we have the bottle? Would the owners go and get him for a season or two? Would you want Ramos at Manchester United? Smash a one in the live chat if you would. Me personally, absolutely would. Absolutely would want him. So, yes, Nikola Milenkovic, Fiorentina defender, another defender linked to Manchester United. There's a lot of defenders. Pau Torres, another one. Jules Koundé's another one. Bradley Shields, another one. There's so many players linked with United. Just go out there and sign some of them for Pete's sake. I would actually, the ideal situation for United this summer, go sign an experienced centre-back. The Alabas of this world. Okay, he's not going to come. Sergio Ramos of this world. Koulibaly of this world. One of the experienced players who's ready-made, who's older, experienced winner, been there, done that, got the experience. And then also a younger up-and-comer. Get Jules Koundé as well. Why not? Why are we fanning around? Why are we not trying to go and win the title? Why are we allowing teams like City last season? They had a double signing at centre-back. They signed Nathan Ake. They signed Ruben Dias. And he has had a great season for them, actually. So, you have to speculate to accumulate. You've got to sign the players, guys. And we haven't done that. So, whether it's this guy, whether it's Koundé, whether it's Ramos, whoever it is, just go out there and sign some centre-backs. I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy to see one of these guys come in. In regards to other players, Sky Sports reporting today, right? So I want to get into this. That Manchester United are actually interested in signing Jan Oblak. Jan Oblak is on Manchester United's radar, apparently. So, look, this is the thing. This is what Sky Sports have reported. Jan Oblak under consideration as Manchester United look to enter goalkeeper market this summer. Also, AC Milan's Gianluigi Donnarumma and Lille's Meek Maignan have been tracked along with Oblak. Maignan or whatever, however you pronounce his name. Along with Oblak. But he's got a £103 million release clause, almost certain to prove out of reach for United. David De Gea's future may prove pivotal. So, you're seeing an interesting situation. This surprises me a little bit that we're actually being linked to a goalkeeper right now. But Sky Sports reporting we're preparing to enter the market for Jan Oblak. He is a great goalkeeper, Atletico Madrid goalkeeper. He's a goalkeeper that, yes, United should be looking at. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Problem is, we've already got two really good goalkeepers at Manchester United. Now, the future of David De Gea is up in the air because Henderson's coming through. What do you do? You can't keep both of them happy. Henderson's young. He's got a great future ahead of him. He's shown over the last couple of games. He is a solid goalkeeper. I think last season for Sheffield United, he was brilliant. I think he had a better season than David last season for Sheffield United. He's not had as much game opportunities recently this season. You can't keep both of them happy. Henderson's understood to not be happy with the lack of opportunities. Solskjaer's given him a run in the side soon. There's no reason to take him out of the side. He's looking good. David De Gea, to me, has had a good season. He has had a couple of errors here and there. Last season was gash from him. He's not been great last 18 months, really, before this season. But over the course of his career, he's a boss man. So, what? We're just going to let him go? We're just going to let David De Gea go? And also Dean Henderson? I don't understand the situation. So what's going on? We're being linked to Jan Oblak and we're going to let both of them go? Because we're not going to keep Henderson happy if Jan Oblak's coming in to be number one. We're not going to keep David happy if Jan Oblak's coming in to be number one. So the chances of us keeping hold of both of them is very, 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 very low. I think it's unrealistic anyway. I mean, this is what Sky Sports are reporting. Just to let you guys know, what we like to do on these transfer shows is bring you up to date with the major headlines on what's going on in the world of Manchester United. But me personally, I think this is kind of a bit of a bollocks story on Sky Sports, simply because, think about it. £103 million release clause for a player. He's a great goalkeeper. United would never pay that much for a goalkeeper in this climate. No fucking way. Maybe there's a deal to be done there with David De Gea, like we've said. David De Gea could want to leave United. He used to play for Atletico Madrid. He's hinted at a returner to Spain. Maybe they'd take a deal with David going in the opposite direction. So that, I guess, makes it somewhat interesting. The future it remains to be seen who gets United's number one spot between now and the end of the season, whether it's Henderson, whether it's De Gea, who performs between now and the end of the season. Like, for instance, if Solskjaer gives De Gea the nod and he just goes up there and has an absolute stinker every single damn game, then it's very unlikely that he's going to be staying in this summer, beyond this summer. So to me, I don't really think, this is certainly not a position of the side that I'm worried about. We have De Gea, we have Henderson, guys. But the question I want to ask you is, would you like to see, he is a great player. Would you like to see Jan Oblak come in to replace David De Gea? Let's just say David went in the opposite direction and Jan Oblak came in. Would you like to see that, yes or no? And I'd also like to ask you, who is your number one at United? Who do you think is the better goalkeeper for United right now? Henderson or De Gea? Henderson or De Gea? Have a vote. Who would you actually play right now? Henderson or De Gea? For me, it's still David De Gea, guys. You can all call me an idiot if you want. He has made a couple of errors, but he's proven brilliant over the last 10 years for United. I think the fan base gets on De Gea a little bit too much. He had a bad season. Let him put it behind him. He saved us so many goddamn times. It's incredible. And yes, Henderson has looked good in the last couple of games, but he's not had to make crazy, I mean, I can remember one game from David De Gea against Spurs 2 years ago, maybe it must have been. I can't remember the game now. I think we beat them 1-0. I can't remember now. But either way, the only reason we did is because David De Gea made about 28 saves. All ridiculous. So he has saved us and won us so many points over the years. De Gea says Kayam. So De Gea is in the Kayam's in the De Gea camp. De Gea all day long, says Ryan Martin. Henderson for me, says Janusz Fraklis. Joshua Whitfield says Henderson. Vincent Bullis says hell no. Yes, that's a good point, Rushmano. Romero's still here. Romero's going to leave soon also. He'll probably be going back to South America also. Yes, we've been linked with Basuma, the Brighton player as well. United Extra, absolutely. No one will pay his wages and pay a big fee for David De Gea. That's a great point. The only thing is, let's just say Manchester United did want Jan Oblak, who's also on big money. I don't know how much money he's on, but I guess he's on big money. And there could be some sort of swap deal done there then. Oh, I don't know. You're right. It's bollocks, mate. That's not going to happen. Maybe David De Gea could be sold this summer. I could see that happening. I know he's saying about his wages, but I could see that happening. He is a top-class keeper. He's one of the best keepers in the world. Is he not worth 300k a week? If 300k a week, if you get him one of the best goalies in the world? At the time when we signed that new contract, he definitely was worth that, as you asked me, because he was the best, biggest match winner for United in the team. Just remember, guys, let's just actually give him credit. So when Fergie left, obviously David was here then, but when Fergie left, after that, Man United has been pretty bad. But David has been consistently our best player up until about 2019. So from 2013 to 2019, he was our best player. I won't hear anything about. There's no arguments in my eyes. He's been our best player over the last 10 years for the club. Simple as. Anyway, Berber says goalkeeper is fixing what isn't broke. We need to focus on other positions, definitely. So Sky Sports reporting that. Also, we're being linked to Gianluigi Donnarumma. Donnarumma's got an unbelievable future. He's made a ridiculous amount of appearances for somebody so young in the top flight. He's somebody that, like Gianluigi Buffon, with that sort of longevity in the game, coming through so damn young, good enough when he was so young. I think Donnarumma's been playing first-team football since he was 17, 18 or something. He is seasoned for such a young man. He's another great goalkeeper as well, but that's another, Hey, Washmano says we've got 91 likes on the stream, guys. Get in there, my son. Everybody smash that thumbs up button on the stream if you have not done so already. Hope you enjoyed the transfer news stream. We will be bringing these back daily. We'll be keeping you up to date with exactly what's going on. We're United, so smash that thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so. Let's get to 100 likes. If you're new as well, smash that subscribe button. We're going to be doing these and bringing these back very regularly to let you guys know what's up with United. Yeah, I'll be doing a FUT stream tonight. Sorry there's no FIFA stream last night. I had a mare and I fell asleep and I just missed it. So I didn't get up until 2 a.m. and just slept through the evening. I was tired. I had to catch up. But sorry, guys, I will be back tonight with the FIFA. Donnarumma is going to PSG, in my opinion, says double asterisk, fair play. Another Mino client, though. Yeah, we want to avoid them, Ryan Martin, absolutely. Yeah, Rushmana says, be careful with Donnarumma. Mino Raiola is his manager. Yeah, well, we don't want to deal with that vermin anymore, do we? Yanis Varaklis comments, Sun says United and Barca is linked to Solis. Just sent you pig on Insta. Okay, thank you, Janis Varaklis. Just so you know, Janis Varaklis, for future reference, the Sun as a reference, not a good legit reference. Just gonna say that, Yanis Varaklis. If the Sun says it, it's probably not true. If you want to buy a newspaper and then wipe your ass with it, the Sun's probably a good one, Janis Varaklis. Just to let you know, obviously you're not in England, but as far as English media goes, the Sun is about as shite and about as rag-worthy as you can get. Shashmeat Thresher says, David De Gea, 350k, Henderson, 120k, Alisson, 80k. So there's the wages for you. Shashmeat Thresher, fair play. Would United want to save money? Would the Glazers want to save money? Henderson's on 120k a week. David De Gea's on nearly 3 times that. Does it make sense to be paying out 400-odd-k a week for nearly 500k a week? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So I think there will be some movement with David De Gea in the summer. That's my humble belief. The spiritual being comments, 2 fast centre-backs and we should be all good. Fantastic to see you, by the way, the spiritual being. I hope you've been fantastically well. Great to see you in here. Aaron says, well, do GTA first. What? And we might do that later, Aaron. We might do that later. What I might do, Aaron, is start doing that on Xbox anyway soon, man, because we keep getting booted off on the PC. Rushmano, thank you very much for that. Mr. Miyagi says, it's all fake news. We ain't paying 103 million for him. We'll have Henderson as number 1. David De Gea moved back to Spain for his wife and we'll buy a backup keeper. Mr. Miyagi, that's the most likely outcome. The only hindrance, as we've talked about with De Gea, is his wages. But you're right. I think there's a realistic move for De Gea looking in this summer. Sergio Romero, we're leaving this summer. David De Gea might go abroad and play probably in Spain again, like you say. His family, he's from Spain. He'll go back to Spain and finish his playing days in Spain more than likely. And we'll have Dean Henderson as our number 1. And like you say, we'll probably go out there and sign a backup keeper. Or who knows, maybe we'll do another deal with Sergio Romero as our backup. If De Gea's going, Sergio Romero's only issue with Manchester United is not getting game time. And he was a great backup for us. As far as backup goalkeepers go, you only need Sergio Romero. In my opinion, he's good enough. He did a great job for us as a backup goalkeeper. Like, if you had Dean Henderson and you had Sergio Romero, that's enough for me. Yeah, you want a good young keeper as well as a third behind him. But Romero is a dependable good goalkeeper as a backup. Like, you only need one number 1. You can only have one number 1. But as a backup, he would be happy playing these cup games and stuff like that. His issue is not being United's number 1. His issue is he wants to play sometimes. He wants to, win trophies and stuff like that. And fair play to him. He's a big part of that Europa League success that we had. Yeah, F4 Freestylers, absolutely. There'll be a FIFA stream tonight around about 11 p.m, 11:30ish, somewhere around there. Keep a lookout. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. Also, keep a lookout on Discord. I always post the videos on there when I'm about to go live and stuff. Sashmeat Stresher says, Piggy, Pogba for Ronaldo. Will you take it? Definitely, mate. I would, even though Pogba's like 7 years younger or whatever and has way more longevity in the game than Ronaldo. I would do it because I think Ronaldo could give us so much. He's such a fantastic player. It's a fairy tale, him coming back to the club that he not started, obviously started at Sporting, but started his real, rise to stardom at and, became a world-class player at, come back home, win us a few things, be a class player for us for a couple of seasons before hanging up his boots. That's the dream for me, guys. That's the dream for me. And Pogba wants away. It's understood. His agent thinks that, has come out and said that Juventus is still interested. So you never know. It's just whether or not Juventus would want to spend that money. It's whether or not United would want to spend that money on Ronaldo because his wages are out of this world. And United are not going to do that. John Wayne, greetings to you, my friend. How you doing? Hey, we're 2 likes away from 100 likes on the stream. Thank you, everybody, for smashing the thumbs up on the stream. You're a bunch of bloody legends. Appreciate you. Get involved in the live chat now. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the news stories here. What was that noise? Sorry, there was a noise and then nothing came through. I don't know. There was a random noise. Anyway, guys, look. Let's get into it. So, just to give you a rundown quickly, if you just joined us for the news. Oh, it's Rushmana with a super chat. That's what it is. He says, Inter owe us 43 million from Lukaku deal. Would you take Lauro Martinez as part of their deal now? What a great question, guys. Have your vote in the live chat. Would you take, I think it's an Argentinian striker. Let's have a look at his strike rate this season. Lauro Martinez. Would you take him? Lautaro Martinez, Argentinian professional footballer. Yeah, let's see. Would you take him, Lauro Martinez, lads and lasses? Let's have a look at his goal rate this season for Just interested. Another striker link with Manchester United, is it then? Interesting. So let's have a look at his goal rate this season. So in Serie A this season, he has scored 13 in 26 with 7 assists. I mean, that's pretty fucking good, to be honest. They are doing really well as well, of course, over in Serie A, Inter. So, look, fair play. I don't watch any Serie A. I don't watch any Serie A or anything like that, really. But maybe. I don't know too much about him. But what do you guys think? Yep, says the Vutinator. Martinez is a boss, says RDK Man. Looking at the statistics, 26 games in Serie A this season, 13 goals and 7 assists. That's a contribution of 20 and 26. Those are some fantastic stats. So you've got to say respect. Yeah, fair play looks like a good option, Rushmano. Nice one. So, right, okay, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what we've discussed in this video. If you just joined us, guys, once again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and get your thoughts in. We'll have a little comment section in a minute as well, just for 5 minutes or so afterwards as well, see what you guys think about anything we've discussed. So Cavani has previously said he'd like to stay at United for 2 years, but recently his dad's come out, his father Lewis, confirmed the player wants to leave Man United, is not happy in England, and he wants to play for Boca Juniors. His father is quoted as saying, "My son does not feel comfortable in England and wants to be close to the family. Edinson would like to play for Boca. By the middle of the year, he will return to South America." So that's what his father's come out and said. Whether or not he will stay at United beyond this summer is another question. So United may be on the lookout for a striker instead of the summer of 2022 now, probably in this summer transfer window. We've got to be on the lookout for something like Erling Haaland. The other big news, Manchester United, of course, pressure to sign a striker if Cavani does go. We're monitoring a bunch of other players at the moment for centre-back, people like Pau Torres, Jules Koundé. Sergio Ramos is going to have a press conference soon to talk about his future. Nikola Milenkovic, Fiorentina defenders, also linked with Manchester United, likened somewhat to a Serbian, like Nemanja Vidic type centre-back. Well, he says he was his idol anyway. So he's a link. We've also got a link on Sky Sports from Jan Oblak with a move for Atletico Madrid goalkeeper Jan Oblak. But I think that's kind of just bollocks because we've got David, we've got Henderson. I don't see how that's going to really happen. It's not a problem area for the team. So those are the major talking points of tonight's transfer news show, guys. Get your thoughts and opinions in about any of them right now. We'll have a little Q&A back and forth right now for a few minutes. But yeah, these transfer shows, they will be back very often, hopefully daily, whenever there's breaking transfer news, major breaking transfer news, legit major breaking transfer news, we will go on and do live videos like as and when they happen as well, not just at set times. But until that actually happens, I think it is going to be a busy summer transfer window, so I expect a lot of movement from United in this window to really strengthen. Let's see how we finish the season first. Lots to do for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer between now and the end of the season. We've got 10 games left. You know, we've got to cement that place in the top 4, which I actually think that win against City the other day pretty much has done. I think we'd have to have a bit of a melt up now to drop out of the top 4, but we've got to do it. We've got to finish top 4 and hopefully pick up the Europa League title or maybe the FA Cup. That would be the dream. One of those in top 4 will be a great season and then sign players in the summer. Get your thoughts and opinions in, lads and lasses. Let's be having you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You're a bunch of legends. Let's see what you guys think now. Mr. Primot getting in here with a thumbs up. How you doing, Mr. Primot? The great guy says, how does one feel uncomfortable in England that quickly? Roy Keane, nonsense, says the great guy. I would be throwing punches if I was Manchester United captain. I would be throwing punches at Edinson Cavani. I wouldn't let him on the court. You wanted to go to South America. I wouldn't let you on the plane, Edinson. You're going to play for United whether you want to or not. It's nonsense. I agree with you. But at the same time, there is a pandemic on right now, so maybe it has made things like staying in touch with his family, international travel. Just think about international travel. He could just go and fly over to South America when there's a little break or fly in his family to England or whatever and see them. But because of the pandemic, because of the quarantines, because of all that sort of stuff, it's not been feasible. So maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe it's not just the fact that he doesn't like England, he's homesick or whatever it may be. He's lived in Paris, he's played for a lot of different clubs, Napoli, in Naples. So it's not like he's not used to playing elsewhere. I think it's just a case of with the pandemic on at the moment, that's added to it. It's not good for him in England right now. That's my only opinion. I think maybe he's just a bit lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. Thank you for that, Vincent Bullock. He says, like and share and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much, Vinny Bullock. Mr. Miyagi says, think Pogba for Varane would be an amazing deal. Well, see, we've not even really talked about that. Varane would be exactly the sort of player that we need. Somebody in his peak years, somebody who's quality player, man. That's exactly who we should be signing. I don't think it's realistic, but if you add in somebody into the mix, like a bargaining chip, you never know. It's possible. But I don't see us spending the money necessary to bring Varane in. I just don't see that happening. Hey, we got 104 likes on the stream. Nice one, guys. Thank you, everyone, for smashing that like button. You're a bunch of heroes. Appreciate the hell out you getting in here. These videos are going to be coming back daily as well. I did it a bit earlier tonight, about 8:30, but I'm thinking around about this time, or 9 o'clock. So that's when they're going to be coming back. Keep a lookout. Also follow the Discord. I don't know if there's a link to the Discord somewhere one of the mods could put in. But get involved with the Discord. I post all the videos in there and keep you up to date with when videos are coming and all that sort of stuff. Ollie In says, let's be Avenue. See you later tonight. Thank you, Ollie In. Yeah, we'll be back with FIFA in a couple of hours. The bells, says Aaron Homeyard. Yes, absolutely. Remember to click that bell icon as well. Esmeralda, the bells, just like Quasimodo. Yeah. Pig Bro, what's up? Hello, Sergio Ramzus. How you doing, Sergio? Do you think Sergio Ramos has got a chance of coming to United, Sergio? Right, okay, that's a great point. Biggle says Bell 6891. Much love to you, Bell, as well. K-Status says, I think COVID not having the stands filled really makes things harder for a guy. 34, not used to UK. That's a good point. He's come to a different city, doesn't have his family around him, his friends around him. Yeah, he's got his teammates, his new teammates. I'm sure there's a certain level of camaraderie. I'm sure the club has tried to make him as at home as possible. But if he's not got his family around, if he's not got the ability to just fly in his family every weekend or every other, these guys are ballers. They can do that if they want. If they can't do that, maybe he's just a bit lonely. And he wants to go back where he's closer to his family. We don't know how long this pandemic's going on either, so maybe he wants to get that move done so he doesn't have to, I don't know. Anyway, Varane would be an excellent addition for sure, says Primot 100%. Hey, the great guy, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, man. He says, in your opinion, Pig, best buy of the past 10 years. Okay, the great guy. Well, it's early days, but Bruno Fernandes springs to mind instantly because of what a catalyst and what a leader he has been for the club. So he instantly springs to mind. But other than that, I'd say Zlatan Ibrahimovic was a fantastic signing for the club at the time because he was a free. He did brilliant stuff for us. I would have liked to have kept him, actually. But, he was a great signing. Robin Van Persie, he's a fantastic signing. He fired us to the league, obviously, in 2013. Fantastic signing by Sir Alex Ferguson. Cheap as chip. 20 million, 25 million, 20 million we got him for off Arsenal, I think. Ridiculous for one of the best strikers in the world at the time. He wasn't here for that long, though. Very good question. Maybe David De Gea. I'm going to say David De Gea, actually, guys. If you think about who's had the most impact over the club over the last 10 years, probably David De Gea, right? He was signed just before Fergie retired, like a season or two. So he would have been in the last 10 years, yeah. So I'm going to say David. Is that right? I'm going to say David De Gea. I'm going to say David De Gea, mate. And that's controversial, right? But he's been such a good player for us. I'm going to put that question out to the audience watching right now. Who do you think has been Manchester United's greatest signing over the past 10 years? Luke Shaw says the great guy. Wow, well, I think Luke Shaw has been a good signing, but it's only really the last few months we've started to see the best of him. Luke Shaw says fire up. You what? You guys are loving Luke Shaw right now. He is insane right now. He's the best left back in the world right now, based on form. I fully agree. Phil Jones was the best buy, says Mr. Miyagi. 18 million quid off Blackburn. Look, not a terrible purchase. We got a lot of memes out of him for that. Primrose says, Case, in my opinion, we don't have any centre-backs who are good enough going forward, so take your pick. True, yeah, in my opinion, 2 centre-backs coming in this summer would be the best situation. A young one and an experienced one. Bruno all day, says the Vutinator. Mr. Ipswich Town, thank you so much, Mr. Ipswich Town, for your €5 super chat here, lad. He says, getting rid of De Gea and bringing in Oblak would be a steal for Man United. Maybe. De Gea's on a huge amount of money. Oblak's not going to be paid any more than David De Gea. Would Atletico want to pay that sort of money to David De Gea? I don't know. If they could swap him and maybe pay a little bit of money and get a good younger player, he's a good player, but I just don't think it's the position of the team we need to really look at right now. And what are you going to do with Henderson then, Mr. Ipswich Town, as well? Like, I know what you said, but what would you do with Hendo? We're just going to sell Hendo after a season of not really giving him, because he's not going to want to stick around and be a backup. So I don't really understand the Jan Oblak link and the Donnarumma link. These are being linked to United tonight. Sky Sports reporting it. It's all over the press. But I don't understand the link. Makes zero sense to me. We've already got De Gea. We've already got Henderson. Even if we were to sell De Gea, we've got Henderson. Makes no sense. David De Gea, facts man, forgot, says the great guy. Yeah, just in terms of like, like actual consistency. I know over the last 18 months not been the best. Oh, Gungshi's in here. Oh, Gungshi, thank you so much, mate. He says PayPal for Don Piglioni. Thank you very much there, Gungshi. Oh, Gungshi just sent me a cold hard tenner over there. Thank you so much. He says, got up for a slash, noticed the pig is live, cheeky donation only for the Don before I go back to bed. Fucking hell, Gungshi. Just got me a takeaway there, lad. You legend, Gungshi. Thank you very much for popping in with that PayPal, you legend. Why you got up to have a slash? I hope you're well, Gungshi. Oh, shit. You get yourself back off to sleep. And much love to you, Gungshi. Everybody stick a love heart in there. Great little cameo from Gungers there. Thank you so much for that, mate. Get in, Gungshi. Hope you're all good. Just the main news. I don't know if you've seen it. Obviously, you can see by the title. But Cavani's Pops has come out and said that he's not happy in England and his son wants to go back and play for Boca and be close to his family in South America. It's a bit of a revelation, Gungers. De Gea, if within 10 years, says fire up. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes, says Jonathan Gallagher. Al Wan-Bissaka, says ADV. He could be. In 10 years' time, we could be talking to him about it. The Vutanator says Bruno all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Shazard says Bruno. The only thing I'd say about Bruno is he's only just come to the club. Not only just come, he's actually... So... We're talking about over the last 10 years here. Who's the best player for United or the best sign? Actually, no, that wasn't the question. That's not. You're right, that wasn't the question. The question was, who's been the best signing for United over the last 10 years? So, yeah, Bruno's a good shout. It's not just who's been the best player for United. It's actually who's been the best signing. I think if you're looking at what he can do for us now and for the future and the change in impact and the catalyst he's been, yes, he probably has been the best signing. But the other guys we mentioned definitely deserve a shout as well. The likes of Ibra, RVP was a great signing for us as well. I think Mata was a good signing for us. Actually, he's been a good, consistent player for us over the years. And De Gea, of course. Oh, shit, Gungshi with a super sticker as well on here. Oh, Gungshi, that's so nice of you. He sent a 330 NT super sticker over and it says, #1 fan. Gungshi, thank you so much. Gungshi's my #1 fan, man. You fucking legend, Gungshi. Thank you so much for that. That's super nice of you, man. Yeah, so your super chats are working again now. That's gnarly. Cavani's dad's having a double day mess, says Gungshi. I think that's fair to say. Yes, Primat says top lad, Gungshi. It's an understatement. It's an understatement. Gungshi, thank you so much for getting in here, donning us with your presence and your presence. So you know what I'm saying, as you were going for a piece. Giroid16 says De Gea was so good with a terrible defence in front of him for years. Definitely post-Fergie days up until 2 years ago. There's not even a debate for who was United's best player over that 6-year period. It was David. It's just really the last season. Last season he was gash. It's just really last season. He's actually been very good for United over his career. Bell601 says Maguire is okay with a lively centre-back, but he's too slow to play with a Lindelof. Definitely don't like that partnership. It's proving gash, even if we did beat City the other day with that combo of the gashness. We need Eric Bailly in the side. Problem is he's not fit. He's another Ledley King. He's going to be in and out the side. We do need to, in my opinion, the ideal scenario would be, and this might sound harsh to some of you guys, and maybe some of you think maybe it should be Slabby that should go. But in my opinion, what we should do is get rid of Phil Jones, get rid of Lindelof, and sign 2 centre-backs that maybe could be good enough. People like Jules Koundé, one for the future, and an experienced guy, Koulibaly, Sergio Ramos, Alaba, whoever. Somebody of that ilk. I agree with you, Bell. Yeah, thank you. Lavutane says, Gungshi, get your head down, pal. Gungshi, get yourself back off the banner. Thank you so much for that, Don Gunshiglione. Of the Taiwan branch of the Don Piglioni Familia. Thank you very much. Javier Hernandez, says Anthony White. Wow, that was a good signing. Yeah, for 6 million, I think it was, on a Guadalajara, whoever he came from. I mean, to have the impact he had at the time, yeah, he was like the Mexican Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for us. Little baby-faced assassin, wasn't he? Night Whisper, El Chicharito, the little P. Hi, Piggy. Hello, Charlie Quintana. It's amazing what football teaches you. I would have never known that little P is Chicharito in Spanish, ever. Do you know what I'm saying? And that his dad was called the P, which is why he's called Chicharito and the little P. See? I never knew that. Well, I did know that. That's why I'm saying football. Football teaches you things. Do you think Cavani came for money? Not really, YFS Honor. I don't actually, because he could have got that money going elsewhere. I think, okay, maybe United were the only team coming in for him. It was just before the end of the window. But if you look at how he's performed, even if he did come for the money, I think it's money well spent. What is he on? A few $100K. It's money well spent. Bit of a signing on bonus. There was no big transfer fee involved. It's not like we paid 30 million, 40 million for him. I think we paid like 6 or 7 million in agent fees, signing on fees, things like that, and then big, hefty weekly wage. So he's paid for himself. He's already paid for himself, Cavani. He scored some big goals. I wish him luck. He came to the club. I had concerns when he came. I thought he's going to be this prima donna mercenary. He hasn't been. He's performed. He's tried out there for us. He's worked his socks off. Thank you, Roshmano. He says, smash a like for the pig. Shazalama says, Juve game going to extra time. Oh, mate. Maguire shit, says Newman S. Absolutely agreed. Vincent Bullock says, pig, I would say the re-signing of Scholes in 2012 was it. What a signing that was. Yes, mate. That was a fantastic signing, Vincent Bullock. Wasn't it in January? Did he sign him back in January? Was it the start? I think it was, yeah. And then he just saw us comfortably to this. Yeah, you're right. That was an amazing bit of, we should get him back now. He can still do a job now. Nice one. IDK says, I feel like after the 2018 World Cup, De Gea hasn't been the same. It's a good point. Whenever I've actually seen him play for Spain, he's not done very well. And that was a good example. Ryan Martin says, Juan Mata for a long time, though he's lost it these days due to getting older. Yeah, and, he's not been given game time that much. He's very sporadically played. But yeah, Juan Mata, very consistent for us over the years. Thank you there, Mr. Aaron Homeyard. That's quality. He's put the Discord chat link. Guys, please do join the Discord. It's a good way of keeping up to date with the latest stuff that's going on. We'll keep you up to date in there. You can keep a look out. You can also communicate with everybody offline in the Discord. So I just pinned it to the live chat. Thank you very much, Aaron Homeyard, for that. Bell says, Fred, Matic, Jones, Lindelof, Mata, Lingard need to go if we're serious about challenging. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Really. Matt is a great player, but his time is done at United, really. And the players you mentioned, not good enough. Isn't his dad his agent, says Tim Sharrett? What? I didn't know that. Don't think so. Could be wrong. Eamon Hughes says, Maguire has a size 14 boot. Can't defend, always dribbles past the halfway line. Isn't a leader like Bruno. All Slabbert is good for is a header. Everyone says we need a different centre-back next to Slab. Fair point, Eamon Hughes. I don't think either of them are good enough for Eamon. I agree with you, man. I think they're both gash. I would buy 2 centre-backs in the window. Problem is, we're lumbered, just like we've been lumbered with Phil Jones, putting them on huge money. We're lumbered with Maguire now. He's on big money. We paid 80 mil for him. He's our captain. Even if he wasn't our captain, who's going to buy him off of us? Even if he was 30 million, nobody's going to buy off us. We're stuck with him, guys. It's horrible, but we're stuck with him for a few years. Red Devil says, hey, pig, how you doing? He's not terrible, guys. Maguire's not terrible. He's just, I don't know, maybe he does need that good partner next to him. He plays a heck of a lot better when Eric Bailly's next to him, that's for sure. ND Base says, Murata. Nice Whisper says, always United for life. Thank you there, Rushmano. He says, subscribe to the channel. Absolutely, guys. If it's your first time here and you want to be kept up to date with all the latest United news, and you want to get involved with the community, please do hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon like Quasimodo. Esmeralda to the Bills to be notified when we post and go live. Gungshi says, take care of the food today. So I'm going back to bed. Gungshi, you're a star, mate. Have a great sleep. Sweet dreams, my lad. And the care package should be with you in the next couple of weeks as well. Thank you so much, Gungshi. You're a don. Aaron Homeyard, yeah, I think that's the right link. Okay, great stuff. Thank you, Aaron Homeyard. Gearoid says, everyone says Slabby needs a centre-back partner, but maybe a world-class CDM is really what we need. Fair point. We're lacking in that area. We struggled since Pogba's gone out. Not saying he's a world-class CDM. Fred's been great defensively for us. Matic has been great defensively for us. Matic isn't going to be around forever. We need a world-class CDM. I'm with you on that one. Bailly's made of glass, says Tim Sharrett. Unfortunately, he's in and out of the team, yeah. You're never going to get a consistent run from him. He is going to have to be managed by Solskjaer. He's one of those players, though, when he's fit, you've got to play him. But he's just not going to be fit all the time. Gattis Candice in the house. Yo, what's going on? Is that the real Gattis Candice? I don't know if that's the real Gattis. But if it is, shout out to you, Mr. Gattis Candice. I don't know if you know this guy, but if you don't, check out Gattis Candice on YouTube, man. He was on Britain's Got Talent a few years ago, actually. He's the viral guy who opens the gate, who teaches you how to open a gate, guys. He's a fucking legend. Anyway, Gattis Candice, hello. Hello, Red Devils. Ratface Bamiyang says, hi, Pig, what about Oblak? There's a link on Sky Sports linking Jan Oblak to Manchester United today, which I don't believe. But there you go. There is that De Gea link there. De Gea, Atletico Madrid. We signed De Gea from Atletico Madrid. He could potentially be going back to Spain at some point in the summer. Who knows? The future is not told for David De Gea at the moment. So there could be something to be done there, but I just don't think so. Red Devil says, road to 40k subs, Pig. Absolutely. Get in there. Get in there, mate. Or nearly there, guys. Absolutely. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Okay, Vincent Bullock. It should be with you very, very soon, my friend. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, what I had to do, Vincent Bullock, with us, because, I sent a few out, right? And then my back went. I literally couldn't move anywhere. And I had to get my mum on the case to do it. And there's an issue with her car. And, so some of it gets sent off for a little while anyway. But you're going to get them you literally all going to get them this week. Anyway. There you go. Yes, that's right. Candice legend. Samuel Ingram. Arsenal sold most of their injury-prone players. Manchester United should as well. We got a few injury-prone players, but I actually wouldn't like to see somebody like Eric Bailly go, because when he is fit, he's the best centre-back we got. So even though he is injury-prone and you can't rely on him, he's still, when he is fit, he is reliable. Giroid, if that makes sense. Giroid16 says, we need Ndidi, Kimmich, Rodri, Kante-esque player. Yes, Giroid16. Exactly. Kimmich would be fantastic. Ndidi. That's actually realistic in my opinion. We might have to pay in excess of Slabby Maguire money for him, like we paid for 80 million for Leicester City. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm going to wrap this video up then, but it's been an absolute pleasure. I've just seen the time. It's nearly 10 o'clock. Crikey, I better get some food down me and come back for the FIFA stream later. We'll be back on about 11:30-ish, around about there. So make sure you get involved with the FIFA stream later on, guys. Eddie Oti, do you know what? I haven't yet, mate. You're going to be disappointed in me. I didn't get it, mate. I didn't get it, but I am going to get it, though. I didn't get it, though. I just relied on horrible painkillers. You know what I'm saying? Like codeine and diazepam. But anyway... G-Wolf, thank you so much. He says, for commenting, he says, people say Lind and Mags can't play together. Look at the Man City game. Got a clean sheet the empty had against unbeaten at home City. Do you know what, though, G-Wolf? Yes, they did well in that game, but it's not just about one game. It's about consistency. We've seen them play great games together. You know, that does happen from time to time, and that was an example. But also, if City had their shooting boots on, we wouldn't have had a clean sheet in that game. They missed some sitters, guys. Simple. Okay, then, guys, right. MD base Ronaldo to score an extra time. Got to be worth putting 20 on it. I don't know, MD base. I'm not going to suggest betting on anything, to be honest with you, mate. But you know, Ronaldo's the Don. He always delivers. I'll be there, Piggy. Thank you, Aaron Homeyard. Primos says Bailly is just enough to get by type player, and he's our best one. Probably true. Definitely needs to be addressed. Tim Sharrock, the problem is no one wants to sell us quality players at a fair price. They are jealous of our history. Seems we do have to overpay for players. The great guy says Kante is an anomaly. You do not find Kantes often. There are very few and none available. Good shout. Rushmana says, great show, guys. Thank you, Scujo1. Ron on FIFA stream, says Ryan Martin. Night Whisper says, liver meltdown, so effing good. Eddie O2 says, cheers for update, Pig. Hope you do Man United preview too. Absolutely. Tomorrow there'll be a preview coming definitely for the big game. Gattis Candice says, I may join in on the next stream, play FIFA sometimes. Gattis Candice, please do, my friend. Absolutely, yeah. Are you the real Gattis, though? If you are, you know, send me a message on Insta. Sorry, there's a fly the size of a bird buzzing around my house, mate. Bloody hell, I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that? You probably did. That's a hornet or something. Anyway, send me a message on Insta. I'd love to do a collab with you, Gattis, playing FIFA sometime. That could make a great comedy video. Do you know what I'm saying? I could make a great comedy video. Anyway, nice one. Let's finish it there, guys. Thank you, the great guy, Jonathan Gallagher, Night Whisper, Eddie O2, Gattis Canis, Rushmano, Scujo1. Who else is there? The great guy, Night Whisper, P. Diddy, Stephen Bezic. Yes, Stephen Bezic, great to see you. P. Diddy, Bell 601, Night Whisper, Mr. Miyagi, Eddie O2, and Pigo. Don't do too much painkiller. Pain comes back worse when you overuse the painful part. That's a good point. You know, it's best off to, prevention rather than cure, isn't it? That's right. Jay Gill says, Pig, you doing FIFA stream and GTA stream? Potentially. Definitely a FIFA stream. We'll be back in about an hour and a half, guys. There's a bird in your house, says Rat Face, and not the right kind of bird in my house. Thought that was a fly on my TV, says the Liverpool Dixon. It's a fucking big one, wasn't it? Okay, yes, it's not the real. It's not the real Gattis. We've established that. Kimper Talaguchi says, "Big up, Pig." Bell 691 says, "Please don't go." Aaron Homeow says, "Cheers, Piggy." Rush Monaco and Nixon, Ratface, Chamo Samana, Harrison Dorr, Che Gill. Guys, thank you so much for getting in here. Gattis actually messaged me the other day on Instagram, funny enough, so I know he's got Insta, so I know you're not him. That's what I know. So yeah, take it easy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for taking it. Thanks for getting involved. Have a good one. Seth Backrow, Chamal Samana, Andrew Bruno FC, Tim Sharrock, Rafik Spanner, everybody else. Thank you so much for watching the stream. You're a bunch of legends. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll be back bringing you all the latest Manchester United news. Thanks for getting involved with this community. Cheers, Tim. Cheers, the Vutinator. Thank you, Kayam. He says, don't get stressed at FIFA grinding them points. Filth. We will. Thank you, Johnny, Primot, J. Gill, Bell 691, and everybody else. This is the Pig. Take it easy. Catch you on the next one. And stay classy. And yeah. Come on, United, just pull your finger out. Get on your social, some bloody players in the summer window. If Cavani's going, you better go out there and get us a top quality striker, someone in the mould of an Erling Haaland. If you don't, then we're a disgrace. See you in a bit, guys. Thanks for watching. Get your thoughts and opinions in after this video is finished in the not live comments about who you'd like to see come in. That would be brilliant. And thank you very much to all of you for watching. That's going to be it from me. See you on the next one. Janice Brackless, the great guy, Ratface, Philando Hiera, United Extra, Mr. Miyagi, Johnny Gallagher, Rushmano, the Vutinator, Kayam, Tim Sherritt. Peace out, Holmes. When the seagulls follow the troll. This is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.